Hi, Ray Dickey. I am here with Joel Meskin. He is a program administrator with McGowan Companies, and I am here with Dawn Becker-Durnin from NFP Insurance. Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So let's start off with coronavirus. And what are the legal ramifications for associations that decide not to close their pool? Joel, why don't you start off?
Yeah, first, let me make a statement first that there is not a single individual in this country, and I work in all 50 states, that has or can provide me with any reason whatsoever to keep any common amenity open. The legal ramifications really dovetail with the insurance ramifications. The legal ramification is if a board listens to the health department and they are sued, I believe that they will be protected by the business judgment rule defense based on listening to these experts. And I think if they go to their attorneys or they go to their insurance professionals, they're going to say the same thing.
Dawn, what are you hearing from your clients? What are they asking?
So we're receiving a lot of emails and a lot of phone calls from our insurers asking specifically if business interruption is included in their insurance policies. And then the second most asked question would be if they open up their clubhouse or their swimming pool and someone is exposed to the coronavirus by another member or becomes infected while utilizing the facility, what responsibility would the association have, and do they have insurance coverage for those type of exposures?
Joel, can you answer the legal aspect of that? Because you're an attorney also.
Yes. Well, absolutely, they will be exposed from a legal liability standpoint, and they won't be covered. And so in my world, I have one primary goal, and that's to protect the assets of the association. And if they have to pay for their own defense in those situations, it's never going to get better than before the question was asked.
Dawn, are you finding that a lot of boards are concerned about communicating who has coronavirus and who may not? Do they know what the boundaries are on what they can communicate to the residents and what they can't?
So I haven't heard from boards so much on this, but I have heard from managers who are working with the boards that they have had board members call the virus the Chinese virus, or they have been feeling concerned about individuals or may have been traveling and have a propensity to travel out of the country. And so there's been concern that there'd be some discrimination.
Joel, board members who do make these kind of statements and they get sued, are they going to be covered?
Unfortunately, in many cases for these discrimination and defamatory statements, they're going to be covered, but I can tell you that it's probably one of the quickest roads to non-renewal because it's just not common sense. What I'm recommending and advising associations, management companies is, number one, the boards, it's not their obligation to share with the community who may or may not. This sort of
have guidelines for boards on what other information they should possibly share and what they should not share, Joel?
My inclination is to tell them they should not be sharing information other than giving the unit owners various websites where they may be able to find specific information.
Dawn, Are you hearing from a lot of associations that they're putting cleaning services or disinfecting procedures into place?
I've been hearing that they pretty much clear, the amenities such as the pool isn't in operation right now, even down here in the south. But I have had questions about whether if they had an exposure prior to this starting, would there be cleanup costs that they could send a bill to the insurance company in order to obtain a refund on what they've expended for having their clubhouse disinfected?
Joel, what about it?
The short answer is I am not aware of any coverage that is going to, this falls in the area of remedial measures. If they start cleaning, and I've had this question a lot, that falls into the category of assuming a liability that they don't have to assume. But if they assume that liability, they got to do it right.
If an association hires a cleaning company, are they putting themselves at risk?
Far less than they would if they were doing it themselves, but they better make sure, because of the concerns with potential insurance coverage, that they have a very strong indemnification provision in the engagement company with that third-party cleaning company. And I think it would be worth paying $250 to have the attorney take a quick look at it.
I agree with that. A lot of the associations enter into agreements with a vendor to provide services, and very rarely do they have an executed indemnification agreement, which is going to be in favor of the association in the event that the vendor, for example, damages property or causes bodily injury.
Well, I just want to add to Don's comment. Exactly right. Before something like this happened, my recommendation would be any contract that you enter into that's greater than $2,500, or to be in a place for more than 6 months, they should have an attorney review it. But one of the things that I think the associations need to look at, and their vendors need to look at, is there's usually a provision in a contract where acts of God and certain other things that they do not have control over impact the ability to execute on the contract.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.